Hello, Scorpio. I'm here with you today, ready to share a message filled with insight, guidance, and something quietly unfolding beneath the surface. I hope you're doing well, and I truly appreciate you being here. Your presence means more than you realize. If you feel drawn to stay, there may be something in this message meant for you right now. Remember, your life is still in your hands, and every decision you make shapes where you're going. Take what resonates and release what doesn't without overthinking it. This message touches different areas of your life, including love, money, health, and your inner world. But first, there's something that needs your attention. There are unfinished matters that can no longer be delayed, and this moment is asking you to face them directly. Around April 15th, 16th, 2026, a quiet but powerful shift begins to move through your life. It may not be obvious at first, but it carries the potential to open doors that once felt sealed. You are being invited to step into transformation, not as something forced, but as something already unfolding within you. What changes now has the power to reshape both your outer reality and your sense of self. You are closer to a meaningful breakthrough than you think. This isn't just about success on the surface, but about a deeper realignment with who you are becoming. There is a stronger, more honest version of you rising, asking you to stop settling for what no longer feels true. Change is no longer something ahead of you, it is already happening. Think about what you've been holding on to out of fear or habit. Some of it has already lost its meaning, even if it still feels familiar. This is the moment to release what no longer has life in it, whether it's a pattern, a connection, or a belief. What you're stepping into now is a deeper kind of transformation that reshapes you from within. Past disappointments and setbacks may still linger, but they are no longer here to limit you. They have shaped your awareness and clarified what truly matters. These experiences are not weights you carry, but foundations you stand on. Use them to move forward, not to remain where you've already outgrown. There is also movement building around your financial and professional life. Opportunities are forming that offer stability and growth, but they require your participation. Every action you take now, even the small ones, signals that you are ready. Progress comes through movement, not hesitation. At the same time, your thoughts and emotions need to move in the same direction. When they don't, resistance quietly builds and slows you down. But when they align, things begin to open naturally. See your goals clearly, feel them as real, and allow yourself to step into that reality with intention. Love, in all its forms, plays an important role here. The way you treat yourself, the energy you bring, and the openness you allow will shape what comes toward you. Let confidence replace doubt, even if it feels unfamiliar at first. You don't have to force anything, just meet the moment with honesty. Hold on to this affirmation today. I am open and willing to live my life in new ways. Let it settle into you as a quiet truth, rather than just words. You are moving with something greater, even if you don't see the full picture yet. And as you continue forward, something begins to shift in ways you can already start to feel. The best is still unfolding in front of you, even if you can't fully see its shape yet. Before we go deeper, take a moment to support this message by leaving a like, because your presence helps this space continue to reach you and others. Your numbers for today are 9 and 13, carrying a quiet influence that moves subtly through your choices. Use them where you can, because their energy is only passing through this moment with you. Gold is your color today, reflecting a quiet strength that doesn't need to prove itself. Wear it in any way you can, even in the smallest detail, and let it become part of your presence. When you're choosing what surrounds you, allow yourself to lean toward what feels aligned rather than overthinking it. Sometimes, the smallest shifts create the deepest sense of balance. At your core, you already know what you want, even when you keep it unspoken. Your intentions run deep, and once you decide on a path, you rarely step away from it. You are not driven by surface success, but by a need to build something stable, both emotionally and materially. That quiet determination has carried you further than you often acknowledge. There are moments when you hold too much inside, choosing silence over expression, and that weight slowly builds. Parts of you remain unseen, not because they lack value, but because you've learned to protect them. You can push yourself harder than necessary, believing that strength means endurance. But even strength requires space, or it begins to turn inward. When you commit, you follow through, and that consistency has shaped everything you've built so far. Today highlights the importance of structure, of completing what has been left unfinished. The people close to you recognize your loyalty, even when you don't openly express it. You care deeply, even in the quiet ways. Now something shifts, and the message asks for something different from you. It asks you to release control where it is no longer needed, not as a loss, but as a conscious choice. You've reached a point where pushing harder creates resistance instead of progress. Letting go here is not weakness, it is awareness. As you loosen your grip, something begins to change in ways you may not expect. A connection that once felt distant may begin to move toward you without force. When effort is no longer one-sided, a new kind of balance forms naturally. What meets you now comes from sincerity, not pressure. This moment carries a depth that asks you to trust timing rather than analyze every detail. Not everything needs to be controlled for it to unfold correctly. Balance is returning, even in places where things once felt uncertain. You are learning to move with what is, instead of against it. The past is also shifting its hold on you. Situations tied to doubt or unspoken tension begin to resolve beneath the surface. You are being asked to trust your inner clarity rather than question it repeatedly. Truth becomes clearer when you allow its space to rise. In love, a choice is forming, one that asks for honesty over illusion. Intensity alone is not enough if it does not align with who you truly are. You are being guided to choose what feels real and grounded, not what simply pulls at your emotions. When your heart and mind move together, everything becomes clearer. There is also a deeper integration happening within you now. The parts of you that once felt divided are beginning to move in the same direction. Your energy gathers with intention, no longer scattered, but focused. You are choosing where your depth flows. Movement builds from that clarity, even when distractions remain around you. Your determination becomes stronger when it is rooted in purpose rather than pressure. You are not being asked to do more, but to move with intention. That is where progress begins to take shape. A shift unfolds, one that has been building quietly for some time. What once felt blocked begins to open, revealing paths you couldn't see before. Energy that once felt heavy begins to return to you. Trust the timing of this, even if it doesn't fully make sense yet. Healing moves in without force, restoring your sense of trust and emotional balance. Where there was tension, there is now space to breathe again. You begin to believe in something steadier, something more real. Renewal doesn't arrive loudly, it settles in quietly. A cycle is closing, even if you haven't fully named it yet. The weight you've been carrying begins to lift as things come together. What once felt incomplete now reveals its purpose. You are stepping into something more whole. Clarity follows, cutting through confusion in a direct way. Thoughts settle, and what was hidden becomes easier to face. You are encouraged to speak honestly, without overthinking how it will be received. Truth, when expressed clearly, creates its own path. Your body also asks for steady care now. Return to simple habits that support your energy and clarity. Balance in movement and rest becomes essential, not optional. What you sustain will carry you further than what you force. In your work life, there has been a strong focus on responsibility. If you've been carrying too much, it may be time to create space again. A softer approach can sometimes bring better results than constant pressure. Balance here supports everything else you are building. In your work life, a shift may place more responsibility in your hands than expected. If someone steps away or leaves things incomplete, you may find yourself stepping in and carrying more than planned. It may take time to settle into this role, but this phase is here to strengthen your position, not disrupt it. Rather than looking elsewhere, focus on building stability where you are. If you are searching for work, the process may feel slow or discouraging at times. Still, something begins to move beneath the surface, bringing opportunities closer than before. A past connection may reappear, and reaching out could reopen a door you thought was closed. Progress may not be immediate, but it is forming with purpose. Financially, a gradual shift is unfolding, shaped by the effort you've already given. What once felt blocked begins to ease through steady movement over time. Even the work that seemed unnoticed is starting to return something real. Support may come from unexpected places, reminding you that you are not moving alone. You are being guided to simplify your approach to money and decisions. When you release overthinking, clarity begins to appear more naturally. Opportunities become easier to recognize when you allow space instead of pressure. What once felt delayed now begins to open in its own timing. In love, the focus turns inward first. You may have been holding your emotions tightly, keeping more inside than you realize. Allowing yourself to soften, even slightly, can change the dynamic between you and another person. When honesty replaces restraint, something more genuine begins to form. If you are in a relationship, this is a time for clear and direct communication. Small adjustments, when spoken openly, can strengthen the bond rather than create tension. Some fears may come from the past, not from what is happening now. You are no longer who you were then, and this moment deserves a different response. If you are single, someone may feel more deeply about you than you've noticed. Their presence is subtle but steady, and it may reveal itself when you least expect it. Stay open without forcing anything to happen. What is meant for you will come into view naturally. Family energy feels supportive and steady during this time. What you've given begins to return in meaningful ways, even if it looks different than expected. Acts of care and connection strengthen your sense of belonging. Allow yourself to receive as much as you give. Conversations shift when you ease your intensity and allow space within them. You don't need to push to be understood because your presence already carries depth. Someone close to you may need your quiet guidance. When you trust your intuition and speak gently, it creates understanding without pressure. Your energy is strong and focused, pushing you toward your goals. This is a good time to organize your intentions and keep them clear in your mind. Momentum is present, but it needs direction to become lasting progress. Clarity helps you move with purpose. At the same time, balance is essential. Pushing too hard can drain what you are trying to build. Rest and time with people who matter are part of your progress, not distractions from it. What you sustain will carry you further than what you force. Pay attention to your body through simple, consistent habits. What you consume affects your energy and clarity more than you think. Supporting your physical well-being strengthens everything else you are working toward. This is about awareness, not restriction. If you are focused on your studies, your effort is already setting you apart. Opportunities may begin to appear when you reach out and stay engaged. A simple message can open unexpected doors. Keep showing up with intention because your work is being recognized. In your connections, certain energies align naturally today. With Virgo, there is steady understanding and ease. With Leo, there is confidence and shared presence. With Aries, there is movement and mutual respect that encourages growth. Scorpio, this message is here to guide you, not to decide for you. Take what resonates and let it support your path in a way that feels true. If this connected with you, take a moment to engage and stay present for what continues to unfold. Something is still moving forward, and you are already part of it.